Let me see. All right. Let me just mute it on the other side. Can you believe? All right. I can hear you fine. Can everyone hear Mr. Garry Hume fine? Start talking.
Testing. Can you please tell me? Give me the thumbs up that you can hear me. Are we getting a thumbs up?
I don't know. It's always a slightly delayed response because it's, I think, 30 seconds. But
Okay.
I can hear you. I could hear you before, and I could hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you now. No one in the chat has responded yet as to if they can hear you fine. They're blaming me. That they were saying that.
Well, I think it is you because I've tried two different devices and two different types of headphones.
It might be me, but last week I spoke to someone after my interview with. Apparently, there's a slight echo.
Okay. Bummer.
It's still a bit echoey, apparently.
Do I speak slowly?
I don't know because I don't have my head. I mean, I have a headphone in, but mine isn't connected, and yours is.
Okay.
So, and we tested it out on Monday, and it was fine. And then we were on 5 minutes before going live, and it sounded fine. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't fine. Can hear echoes. Gary, have you turned off your speakers? I've already told you guys. He's using his mobile. Like, I don't know how many times I can say that. There's nothing about speakers. He's using his mobile phone.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
I don't want to turn the whole thing off again. We're like, yeah. Logan Spalding says this is to help fund Gary for a new mic.
Thanks, Logan.
And earlier, Logan sent another super chat saying, "Hi, Gary."
I haven't seen Logan for a long time.
He's a good guy. Dia, are your speakers off? I have a laptop. I don't know how to turn the speakers off. It's a Lenovo IdeaPad 520. So if someone can tell me how to do that. It's Dia's software, methinks. Well, I don't have any software. I'm using StreamYards. So I don't know. It might be my computer. But Logan says he misses you. But let's get on with the interview. I can actually hear you fine. You're not echoing. I don't get where this echo comes from because you're not echoing to me at all.
Well, I'm still bouncing back to myself, and it's really hard.
Are you echoing to yourself?
Yeah, terribly.
All right, I can't hear it.
Okay. Lucky
so
you.
Maybe I should turn my speakers off?
Try.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to though. I don't know how to turn them off, to be honest.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can. Are you still echoing?
No, the echo's gone.
Really? Are you lying?
You know what the problem? No, the echo's gone. It's a woman operator. There's your problem.
So you sound fine? You can't
I can hear you loud and clear. No,
and
that's awesome.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
So we're up and running. So where were we?
We're up and
How
running.
did I get involved? Yeah.
No, it wasn't my side. I apologize, but it wasn't my software. It was
the operator.
No, it was a setting I had it on. The software. Okay. I mean, is StreamYards considered software, or is that just a? Anyway, all right. No echo.
Anyway.
Praise Jesus. Okay. All right. So let's begin with the first question. It's going to have to be 8:45 to 9:45 today, if that's okay.
Sorry, guys.
You were talking earlier about how you were working at an old folks' home.
No.
No. Start again.
What happens? I say, how did I get involved? Long story.
Earlier, how did you get involved with the Australian Patriot movement? Go ahead.
Okay, I really got involved in the Patriot movement probably just over 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was when the government tried to put refugees into Eltham aged care home. So a lot of locals didn't want that. It seemed a real bad idea to put refugees into an aged care home.
It does sound
absolutely crazy, and it was all about the money at the time. But anyway, so we as a group, a local group, we sort of got together and we started pushing back, and we got some good numbers. We went on A Current Affair. We did some interviews on there. We went on to the radio.
Me
and a lady whose mother was in the aged care home.
Oh, okay, cool. Keep going.
So she had it firsthand. And we actually got some. We got some good signatures. We had probably about 10,000 signatures, which we sent to the government, the Andrews government, and we really were making headwind. But right at the last moment, they signed off on the deal, and we organised a local demonstration in a park outside the aged care home. And you'd think most sane people would think, refugees, aged care home, no, let's put them somewhere else. But obviously the rabble left were like counter protested us, like they do, because they thought we were right.
I've heard the left on so many occasions saying we've got to stand up for people. So why would they want refugees? Oh, anyway, keep going.
Well, yeah, that's right. Why would they? But anyway, they Antifa turned up, and all the local lefties turned up, and it was quite dire. But that's how I really got involved in the movement probably 3 years ago, and doing that, I met a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you've been in the movement ever since. Were you an Australian at the time, or were you a permanent resident, or?
No, I was an Australian citizen. Yeah.
Yeah. How long have you lived in Australia?
Yeah, so I've been here 17 years now. Yeah, and I love Australia. It's a cracking place.
Yeah, but do you realise that I've been here longer than you, and you would be deemed more Australian to the white nationalists than I would?
It's just because you're a chick.
No, it's because my mother is Colombian, and lots of people like to call me Mexicans, and hey, Dia, make me a taco. That's one of Neil's lines. So
yeah, Neil loves you.
Obviously, but
obviously.
Well, so you ended up. How did you meet everyone in the movement? Because you've sort of rubbed shoulders with different members of them, including Logan, who is in the chats today. Even Kenji saying, I don't know why, but I met Garry. I thought he was Irish. I have no idea why. So Kenji's a photographer here. Do you know who that is? Half.
I do.
Yeah. So you obviously know different people in the movement. So how did you meet a lot of them? Like, who are you still friends with now, and how did you meet them?
Well, like I said, doing the Eltham thing, I met a lot of people. I already knew Neil. I bumped into Neil along the way, and others.
That'll be an interesting story to focus on in a moment. But continue.
Yeah. So I already knew Neil, and obviously, I met heaps of new people. And it's like really went on from there, really. And then there was, you go onto the flag pride marches, which we went on, and you just meet people on the journey.
Yeah, but you've obviously still maintained these friendships, because you and Ricky T went to Penrith in New South Wales, correct?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Ricky's a good guy. Yeah, we got a lot of interest. We both like cricket as well.
He's a very kind fellow. And you also went to the Bendigo event. That's where I saw you.
Yep.
I had been invited that, but I forgot. Forgot who you were.
Yeah, that was probably a few months ago now. But I tend to go to most things if I can. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Good mixing with people. Everyone's good. Everyone's on the same page. There's no idiots there.
Well, that's not completely true, but fair enough.
Yeah.
And so you're mostly well known because of the Milo 5 debacle. You were a part of the.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, you were part of the 5 attendees that was there. You, Ricky T, Neil Erickson, Richie Whelan, and some other dude.
Dwayne, yeah.
Dwayne, is that his name?
Dwayne, yeah.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but what happened at the Milo 5, and where did you stand in terms of the drama, and how did you get out of it?
Well, we obviously rocked up to go to the event. I had some tickets.
I was there too, but at different times to you probably.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like I said, we rocked up and we parked up the road, and we were just walking down to the venue as you do, just minding your own business. And as soon as we hit hit the road just outside. It was complete bedlam. We got like pretty much jumped on. We just got attacked from all angles really, and you just try to defend yourself the best way you can. So anyway, after that finished, we just went inside, watched the show, and pretty much booted off home afterwards. It was it was good. Milo was good.
Oh, the papers.
He was his typical, fiery self. Milo's good, very entertaining.
Milo was good, but he spent too much time trying to be funny and not that much time discussing true politics, which I would have preferred a little bit. I didn't mind the comedy, but it was a bit of a dick to me, I will say.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was a good evening.
I didn't enjoy it. I'm just saying he is a bit of a dick.
Of course he is.
Yeah,
he's a provocateur. He's a provocateur.
Exactly.
He's going to be a dick. Of course he is. You got to take him for what he is.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
so we booted off straight afterwards, and it wasn't until maybe 6 weeks later that I had to knock at the door from the police. Actually, there were 7 police at my door.
God, I need this. Yeah.
So that was a bit unfortunate. Yeah, but
were you scared?
But no, not really. It was it was. I couldn't believe it actually, because I was the one that got assaulted, and I ended up getting arrested. But we're in Victoria.
That's the state of our That's the state of our some of our cops, not all of them, but that's the state of the cops here. It's really bad.
Well, I think it's a directive that they get. They're instructed who to go and get, who to get, and who not to get. I mean, the guy who belted me, he wasn't picked up.
Did you fight back? Did you defend yourself?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
You got somebody throwing punches at you. You got to defend yourself. You're going to punch back.
Yeah. And he was a lefty attacking you. And was he Antifa or just a lefty?
Oh, who knows? Who knows?
That's so bad. Okay, so he didn't get picked up, but you did because you identify as a conservative or a patriot.
Well, that's exactly right. It was interesting. On the night, there was of all the arrests that were made, there was I think there was 8.
Arrested?
Well, there was obviously us 5, and there was a couple of other names. I won't name them because they may not want to be named, but I think there was 8 of us all up.
Yeah.
And I think there was 3 lefties. Who were pretty. I think one had his charges dropped, and then you had Morrow and I forget the other guy's name. And then, but what was really interesting is after it all, Milo had finished, and the guys from the flats, the Sudanese community, they were rioting up until midnight. After everyone had gone home, and not one of those got arrested.
Milo loves black people. All he wants is to be penetrated by them.
Wow, it's it's unbelievable how none of those got picked up. They were throwing rocks at the police, poles, bottles, and not one of those got arrested. But you are aware of a directive that Victoria Police got maybe 5 or 6 years ago, are you?
Yeah. No, wait.
They had a directive 5 years ago to stop and search anyone of an African background. Because it was deemed racial profiling, and the Sudanese community sued the Victorian police for, I'm not sure the figure, but it was in the millions. It was 3 or 4 million. So the police, that was 4, maybe 5 years ago. Yeah,
I wasn't in politics 5 years ago. I was in politics 3 years ago, so that's probably why I didn't really pay attention.
Well, that made front page headlines. That did back in when it happened. Because what was happening is, you get gangs of youths hanging around the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning. The police are going to stop you. It just happened to be that they were, of Sudanese background, so the police were stopping them. So they deemed it as racial profiling because they were being stopped all the time. Well, if you're wandering the streets at that time of night, you are going to get stopped, and rightly so. Doesn't matter who you are.
Every single time I'm at the airport, and I used to be at the airport all the time because I used to travel. I've been all over the world. I've traveled all over the world, and I'm always randomly selected. And I know it's because I have a Middle Eastern look. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because they're doing their job, but I want them to.
That's exactly right.
Profile me, please profile me. please profile anyone that looks like me with big eyes, dark hair, dark skin, and wearing whatever. Like, please do it. Like, I know that's
if you look dodgy, you know, that's why you're getting picked up. If you're wandering the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning, the police are going to pick you up. Of course they are.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I don't.
Anyway,
I'm at an airport, dude. I mean, I might be chanting on the airplane, but that's my own thing. No, I'm kidding.
Dear, you're funny.
I am funny. I'm a funny gal.
Yeah, you are.
My best friend.
Oh, you are funny.
I am. So, tell me a little bit about how you specifically met Neil Erickson. I think that's a funny story. Or would you rather not discuss that?
Nah, that was many years ago, and nah, I probably don't want to. Well, yeah, I mean, nah. Neil probably won't appreciate me talking about that, so no, I won't.
I asked you this prior to going live, and now suddenly.
Yeah, nah. I never realised you were going to ask me that question, so yeah, I'm never going to talk. Nah.
Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm sure Neil wouldn't mind me saying, but I won't.
No, that's all right. Don't. If you think you're doing the wrong thing by him, and maybe I did the wrong thing by asking, but like, I just think it's a funny story. No, okay. No. We won't get into that. All right, let's talk a little bit about nationalism and where you are on the spectrum. Do you consider yourself an ethno-nationalist, white nationalist, nationalist? What do you have a title for yourself? Where do you identify on that whole spectrum?
Listen, I would say I'm actually pretty centre. You know, I'm not too far to the right. I'm certainly nowhere near the left.
I never thought you were.
I look at myself as being logical. You know.
Mm.
I'm logical. If there's an issue, the issue needs sorting, and there's many issues. Unfortunately, the left, and you know, they can see the issues, but they don't want to deal with them, and that's the issue. That's the problem. They don't deal with the issues.
Mm. Do you think civic nationalism makes sense?
Sorry, I missed you.
Do you think civic nationalism makes sense?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Is that because you are a British man trying to be an Australian?
No, not at all. Not at all. But listen, you know what does annoy me, that people that do come to Australia and they don't embrace it. You know, if you come to Australia, you have to embrace it. You have to embrace the culture. You have to embrace everything about it. And there's so many people. Why would you come to Australia and not embrace it? Why would you not show it respect? Why would you not adapt?
I agree with you. That's why I think there's an element. Someone just called you a cuck, but there's an yeah, fair enough. What else? There's an element to civic nationalism that I understand, because it's based more on ideas than on people groups, and but the obviously the ethno-nationalist perspective is that, you know, there's a white genocide happening, and you know, white people
but there is to a degree. There is to a degree. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Our culture is being, you know, wiped, absolutely wiped. And yeah, you got to love your culture, 100%. We're probably the only culture that you know, is deemed racist just to show some pride in it. It's absolute nonsense.
Well, that's the thing. I have the utmost pride in the fact that I can speak Spanish and that I'm bilingual, and that I like the little traditions that we do. Like on New Year's, we eat 12 grapes. We stuff our face with grapes. Like no other culture does that. It's random. Like I totally get all of that. But at the same time, my concerns are Australian. I'm in Australia, and my concerns are Australian. And I don't want it to be 60-40, then 50-50, and then gradually like the Chinese take over, or Islamization takes over. It should remain predominantly white. But the thing is, under the rule of ethno-nationalism, or at least under the understanding that I have of ethno-nationalism, you are British. You are not a white Australian, yet many on the right would embrace you as a white Australian, despite the fact that you are a first-generation Australian. Actually, no, you're not even a first-generation Australian. You're an immigrant who has become a naturalized citizen. Whereas I'm half white. I'm like Spanish. I'm half European. But either way, there's that push-pull on the right. Am I am I Australian or am I a Mexican who eats tacos? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's no satisfying the minds of some on the right. And so where do you stand on all of that?
Oh,
Do you consider yourself, just where do you stand on everything? Unpack it. Go ahead, unpack it.
Well, firstly, I'm in Australia. I consider myself an Australian now. Okay, it's the most important thing. If you come to Australia, you have to deem yourself as an Australian, and Australia comes first. So you have to do that. Okay. Like I said, you have to embrace the culture. You have to love your culture, and you have to, love everything about Australia. You got to love the country, country you're in. Now you're saying about you get a bit of stick sometimes because you got a bit of do you? Yeah, maybe that's just people taking the piss out of you, is it? I don't know.
It could be to a degree, but there is a lot of I feel like it is a tug of war. It doesn't bother me too much, but sometimes I feel the need to write these big statuses on Gab, and then I'm like, why am I letting that affect me? I shouldn't even write those statuses, like, because I'm obviously letting it affect me a little bit, but I don't actually care.
Maybe people are just looking for a response from you, so you're giving them a response.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you've given me a lot of advice in the last couple of weeks. You've been a lovely, lovely bestie.
Ah, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Well, you're pretty nice.
You gotta love who you are. First and foremost, you gotta love who you are. You know.
I do.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
Most of the time.
And and listen, you do more than so many other so-called Australians. So
Yeah, and if I am non-white, if people do deem me that way, which is fine, they can deem me that way. I'm actually talking for white South African farmers. I'm actually talking I'm actually talking on behalf of Australians regarding this issue that where Australia should remain predominantly white. I'm actually doing more than the average person, yet I still cop a lot of flack. It's really retarded.
I mean, it's amazing, you go to certain big suburbs, you go to your Box Hills and, places like that and Dandenongs. And it's just changed beyond all recognition. You're looking at like 85, 90%, a different culture.
Yeah, it's either Afghani, Sudanese, Chinese, Vietnamese for the areas we just mentioned, and then Templestowe is completely Persian.
It's staggering.
Yeah, and then Oakley is very, very Greek.
Very Greek.
I'm not bothered by Greeks. I'm not bothered by Persians. What I'm bothered by is their inability to assimilate and to create their own enclaves. That's what I'm bothered by.
That's exactly right. I mean, you go to Dandenong now, and would you walk around Dandenong at night time? Well, during the daytime even. It's a very dangerous place, and there's a reason for that.
If you came with me, I would.
I wouldn't walk around there at night time.
Yeah, exactly.
No way. It's too scary. Too dangerous.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous. Yeah. Well, I was in Japan. I would walk around Japan at 3 a.m. Easy.
Absolutely.
There was no danger at all. In fact, they'd all look at me like, oh, look at her eyes or something. I don't know. But they were always staring at me. I wouldn't do that when I was in Sweden. I didn't do that in Sweden. I did not go out at night at all in Sweden.
Can I tell you, it's funny. I went to Sweden a long time ago. Yeah. I spent some time in Sweden, probably 27 years ago. No, actually, it's like 25 years ago.
Yeah, it would have still been white then.
Stockholm, they used to have a festival there. It's called Waterfest.
Oh, nice.
That doesn't go on anymore, but it was probably one of the safest places I've ever been to at that time, at that moment in time. But then since then, it's actually become a scary place. Rape capital of Europe. I mean, my goodness, and again, there's a reason for that.
Yeah. It's just bad. It's scary. When I was there, there was a lot of African people and a lot of Muslim people. And again, it's not that bothers me. It's fine. But when you realize that those enclaved areas are more dangerous than the rest of the areas, then that's just a mathematical conclusion. Why is it racist to note that? Whereas to a lefty, that would be wrong. Let more in. Well, no, they're causing problems. F off.
Well, that's right. I mean, when they're overrepresented in crime and whatever, rape or murder or whatever, is it not a sensible thing to talk about it?
Well, it
You
is.
think there's an issue then, and that's what it comes back to what I was on about earlier.
It's rape.
If there's an issue, you got to talk about these issues. There's some serious issues in society and unfortunately the left, they don't want a bar of it. You're a racist or a Nazi. That's a favorite.
I think you
We're
and
all
I
Nazis.
are in the eyes of
Yeah.
it.
So it was funny, going back a few years ago. I went to see the great Gert Wilders talk. That was probably
Oh, did you?
yeah, that's probably
Where?
would have been about 7 years ago. That was in Melbourne. That was
Oh,
up.
okay, cool.
That was up in Campbellfield. It was up the Hume Highway,
Okay.
because all the venues in Melbourne got threatened by the left. They were going to bomb them anyway, so on and so forth, like they do. But what was quite interesting was on the night, it was a very Jewish crowd there. There was lots of Jews turned
Okay.
up,
Sure.
and the left were just chanting and calling them Nazis. So it was, yeah, and there was some Orthodox Jews there and everything, and they were just chanting Nazis and calling them Nazis. You just can't make that up.
No, you can't. Poor Avi gets
Yeah.
called out all the time. It's so rude.
Yeah, staggering.
Yeah, like I've watched some of his videos. I don't watch all of his videos, but there's some that I'll watch if I find them interesting, if the subject matter is interesting to me. And
Yeah.
he gets called Nazi. I'm like, you're calling a Jewish person a Nazi. Do you realize how moronic that sounds? Like, honestly.
Yeah, but that sums up the left. That really does it sums up the left, the mentality of them.
What? Stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There's no logic there. There's no logic. No. Yeah.
And have you had run-ins with the left online? Obviously, you've been punched out by them, and then you defended yourself. Well done. But like, have you ever had a run-in with them online? Like, do they ever like tag you in comments so that you can see what they're saying about you on whatever lefty page?
Yeah, absolutely. I've done the rounds as well. Yeah, there's actually it's a local guy to me, and he's probably viewing this. Hello, Lee, if you're watching. How are you, mate? He used to stalk me all the time.
A guy named Lee.
A guy named Lee. I won't say his surname, but if he's watching, he knows who he is.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of Peter Grace's, by all accounts.
Peter Grace is my friend. I love him.
Oh, I know you do. Yeah, I know you do. Yeah. So, but they just stalk you. They just absolutely stalk you. Have they not got something better to do than stalking someone online? Or, geez, I went back to a funeral in the UK. Yeah, I went back to a funeral in the UK, and this Lee was just hassling me and stalking me in the UK. Oh, absolutely relentless.
That's the thing. We would never do that to anyone else. The left is there's a girl in the chat. I'm sure you've heard of her. Her name is Melissa McPhee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she gets hounded by the left for no reason at all, except that she happens to be a conservative, and she's had a very tragic. She had a baby, and the baby passed away. And they send her like photos of dead babies. Like, what the hell is wrong with these
What
people?
sort of human being would do that? I mean, but again, it just sums up what they're like. Yeah, they're lefties.
That's the only answer. Or they call your work, like, or like, I would never do that to any of them. I would never find where half of these, and I know their names. I know the names of the people that are particularly extreme, and I would never do that to them. I don't want them to suffer. They want me to suffer. They want you to suffer. They want Mel McPhee to suffer. I don't want them to suffer. I just want them to be happy and move forward. But, it's ridiculous. It's just, I can't fathom.
You're a bit more godly than me, so you would do. But, I mean, me, I don't really give a shit about them. but I just ignore
I do pray for them.
I don't care.
I hope that they surpass this demon or whatever the hell you want to call it. But, yeah. Let's talk a little bit about your atheism. So I find it interesting that you're going to hell.
Yeah, 100% atheist.
Well, first of all, you do come from England, and that's 46% atheist. It's almost half-half. So you come from a country that originally really advocates the atheist mentality. So how did you come to that?
I guess it was a family. I guess you know how you
You were
brought up as
raised in it.
well. I wasn't brought up by a religious family or nothing like
Okay.
that. So
Mm.
yeah, so yeah. But I've got no. But then, hey, listen, I don't. I take my hat off if people get comfort from being, you know, religious
Oh,
in you know, in any format. Good on them. There's no dramas there. I don't
mm.
hate religion, but I dislike some religions because I think they're, you know,
I hate man-made
yeah,
religion.
highly flawed. But yeah.
Well, exactly. So that's what I find interesting, because most people who are atheists today are atheists because they have left a particular religion. They were even, some of them are even former Christians, whereas you were just raised in it. So you technically, did you have a moment where you made up your own mind?
Oh, I've just never really had any belief at all, as far as I can remember, even
Then
growing
why
up.
did you ask me to invite you to my church if I ever get baptized?
Oh, would there be beers involved?
I'd give you a beer. By the time you're baptized, I think there's a slight moment where you can turn water into wine. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just so you
Yeah, there you go. That might be worth coming along to, but yeah.
You asked. You said, "Dia, if you ever get baptized, please let me come because I want to see it." And I thought that was fine.
Why haven't you been baptized then?
Because I'm a bad Christian. No, the reason why is because to me, I see baptism
I did
as
hear that actually.
Well, you and I had the conversation. What do you mean you did hear that actually?
Yeah, Neil told me.
What did he tell you? That I'm not baptized?
I'm joking.
Oh, well, he's right. I'm not. But I told you that. You and I were having
No,
that conversation.
I know you're not baptized. Yeah.
Yeah, in Bendigo. Like, I was christened as a baby. But then my parents decided that Catholicism was stupid and they didn't want to be Catholic. And so now my baptism is rendered moot. It's irrelevant because a baby can't decide to live their life for God. And so then as I grew up, I was like, well, I don't really know if I am baptized. I mean, I don't really know if I am a Christian. I don't really care. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. Because baby baptism is not biblical, so I'm not gonna. If I ever have children, I won't baby baptize them. Anyway, and so now as an adult, I've stepped back into this Christmas. Stop moving the camera! You're making me seasick.
Sorry.
So anyway, now as an adult, I do want to be baptized, and that's because I want to. It's like when you get married, you make a public statement to everyone. This is my wife, and I want everyone to know. And you do it under the eyes of God or whatever. Baptism is quite similar. So I'm ready to like shout it out to everyone and to like be a better Christian, because I don't consider myself a great Christian anyway. I never have. Many people.
Why is that? Why do you not consider yourself a good Christian?
Excuse me, I'm supposed to be interviewing you. The reason No, that's okay. I don't think I'm a
turn
great
this around.
because I think sometimes I still have too much hate in my heart for particular people. I think that I have a long way to go in my understanding of the Bible. And like people like Christopher Shortis can quote the Bible like that. I can't do that. Like I'm not there yet. And also I heard from a friend of mine, her name is Joyce. She's a Brazilian living in Sydney. She said that she feels the Holy Spirit every day. Not all day, every day. Feels that spiritual feeling. I don't have that. Like I have a long way to go. So I'm not like, I know I'm not a great Christian. Like I don't think any real Christian would say I'm a great Christian, because that's being prideful, and you're not supposed to be prideful. Do you know what I mean? Like it just sounds.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so that's why, because I have a long way to go.
Nah, yeah. Good on you. Nah, I'm definitely a proud atheist, but yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's a stupid thing to be proud of. But anyway.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Israel Folau, because Israel Folau in his Bible verse that he quoted also mentioned atheists going to hell. He also mentioned liars. He also mentioned thieves, adulterers. But the atheists like yourself didn't seem to care. The liars like the left didn't seem to mind. I've stolen when I was little. I used to steal. I didn't care. But for some reason, the little token group that cared happened to be a particular group that happens to be attracted to the same gender, and that's the group that cared. What do you think about that? What do you think about people saying that you're going to go to hell? Should they lose their jobs, or should they just not give a shit and move on with life?
Oh, I mean, that was an absolute joke. I mean, yeah. I mean, he can tell anyone to. Well, he can tell anyone to go to hell. Why would you get offended by that? I mean, again, I'm not religious at all, but If he wants to say that because he is religious, let him say it. Who cares? Who cares?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a religious person, a baker, refusing to make a cake for a gay couple because of his religion. And there's been a couple of instances where the gay couple sued the baker. You know, we live in a real sad world at the moment where there's no normality.
Yes. Can you see that?
Garry, do you know everything? Is it possible that God exists outside of your knowledge? Well, if he does, that's good. If that's what you want to believe, Benjamin, that's absolutely fine. Personally, I don't.
Yeah, but the thing is there that you not believing it doesn't make it so.
No, that's right. If you believe it and it's real for you, that's absolutely fine.
No,
I don't have to believe it.
You're saying it. No, you don't. You don't have to at all. But the point is that you're going to end up in hell.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, if he's real for you, that's the main thing.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right.
But thanks anyway, Benjamin.
I think you wanted a little bit more of a thesis, but fair enough. How did you have fun that day that we were all in Bendigo? I'm still working on my little vlog for that, by the way. It's gonna come.
Bendigo was good. Yeah,
it was
a bit of a flying visit for me. I was only out there for a couple of hours, but yeah, no, it was good. It's good to see all the girls and the guys up there have been really at it so hard over the last 2 or 3 years. I'll really take my hat off to them. They're inspirational.
Very true. Okay, here the audience has good questions, so I'm going to pop some up as we go. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
That's from
thoughts on Brexit. Oh, the UK are absolutely.
Yeah, please answer that question.
They're in disarray at the moment. I mean, where is where's the democracy? Did you hiccup?
I am at the moment.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were.
Yeah,
Brexit is a debacle. I mean, the people voted to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't been respected. Problem is with the Parliament, they're just in it for themselves. So it's a joke. I mean, we're supposed to be leaving on end of this month, 31st. It's not going to happen.
It's not.
Oh, it's not going to happen.
Boris is going to make it happen.
Well, unfortunately, he can't. When you got all the other parties against him, pulling rug from underneath him at every given time. He just can't do it. So he's trying to call an election. They're refusing the election as well.
That's insane.
Imagine if he calls an election, he'll get the numbers, but they're not allowing him to call an election.
It's communist now, isn't it?
Yeah, hold on. I'm just reading this, Logan. How you going, Logan? Imagine I went to a lefty baker. I want to make a Nazi cake for Hitler's birthday. Would I have a right to sue them if they didn't make it? No, I don't think you would, Logan, to be honest with you. No. Double standards. And yeah, you got to love the double standards. Good one.
Why would anyone want to celebrate Hitler's birthday, to be honest?
That's exactly right. Yeah, I mean, he's best forgotten about.
He's best forgotten about completely. But a lot of people in my chat like him, which is unfortunate. All right, but they can like whoever they want. That's their right.
Of course they can.
Yeah. Garry, why did Oliver Cromwell let... Oh, okay. Jewish people back into England? I don't know.
No.
I don't think you can answer.
I don't know, Philip. That's a good question.
Maybe you should ask
Google.
Oliver Cromwell.
Yeah, Google. I don't know.
How the hell can you answer the question of someone else's thinking? That makes no sense.
Yeah, no idea. I didn't know he did.
I didn't know that either, actually.
Yeah.
What's that, Siri?
Yeah, I must have said something and Siri just answered me.
Oops. All right, cool. Well, what are your thoughts on Tommy Robinson? That's something I wanted to ask you. Being a British fellow, is it as popular as people think it is, or is it only popular to us because we are in that echo chamber of Tommy Robinson? What else in England really cares? Like, what is it? What do you?
No, they do though. Tommy Robinson is inspirational in as much as he really wants justice. I mean, the stuff that he actually brings to the public eye, especially when you look at he's been on about grooming gangs in the UK for a long time, and it just went by the wayside. It's quite staggering that like Rotherham, over 2,000 children got raped, and that was allowed to happen. That went on over 25 years.
Because the cops didn't want to be racist. So of course, I have to let it happen.
That's exactly right. It's absolutely shocking. But it's not just in Rotherham. It's in every major city in the UK. They have these grooming gangs, and they're predominantly Pakistani.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real big issue, and again, nothing's or not enough is being done about it. I mean, it's really brought to the forefront now, but it was quite sad when Robinson got sent to jail just for reporting what is already in the public domain. Anyway, he's persecuted like you just wouldn't believe. I mean, he's actually in court at the moment, being banned from football. All football games. It's a joke because he got attacked at football, so he clouted the guy. Yeah, he got attacked at football, so he clouted the guy back, and sorry, I just have to put this on charge. It's nearly flat.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
It's nice to know you came prepared.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so he's persecuted like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, but Tommy Robinson, he is respected. The only people that don't respect him are obviously the crazy left and the bloody government, because they see him as a real threat because he's out there telling the truth. He's out there, letting people know what's actually going on out there.
I feel so sorry for him. I can't believe how much they've really gone out of their way to attack his business, attack his wife, get rid of their money and all that kind of stuff. Like, they've really done what they can to destroy him, and he just keeps coming out the victor. Like, it's crazy.
He keeps bouncing back. Yeah, he really does. The lies that have actually been told are quite staggering. I truly believe one day in the future he'll be like the Nelson Mandela of the UK.
Well, I mean, Nelson Mandela was actually a terrorist.
Well, he was, but you know what I'm trying to say. He was still trying to free his people. I know exactly what you're saying, but you know what I'm trying to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know.
Do you know what's funny? I was watching because I love because I'm so racist. I love watching comedy shows like Family Matters. With Steve Urkel and stuff like that. But anyway, I was watching an episode of the Cosby Show. Even though, according to the left, I'm a racist. I love the Cosby Show, except that I don't like the fact, like, when I watch it now, I feel a little bit dirty because I know what Bill Cosby's done. But anyway, there's the oldest daughter. Her name is Sandra Huxtable, and she has a husband, and they have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, and they're twins. And babies, the twins are called Nelson and Winnie. Winnie Mandela and Nelson Mandela, and that's what they named their babies. I'm just thinking, and I look back at it now, going in my politically aware mind, I'm like, so they named their 2 children, a boy and a girl, after 2 murderers. Like, it's really funny.
And Winnie Mandela was an absolute shocker. Winnie Mandela was worse than him.
She was.
Oh yeah. She was a shocker.
But unfortunately, Black people are looking for heroes that are the same color as them. They're not looking to their actions and the ideas of people outside of skin color. They're looking to look for skin color. And I suppose Nelson and Winnie to them were heroes at the time and still are. I think even Oprah Winfrey is probably a hero to people, and I think she's actually part of the globalist agenda.
Yeah, I mean, there's better role models you can get than people like that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Any other questions? Logan Spalding seems to be a little bit obsessed with you today.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, whoops, that's not Logan Spalding. I got it moved. Hang on, let me go here.
Oh, I missed that.
There we go. We know the world is falling apart, but how do we combat the issue as a whole? We will never unite the right. He's right, because there's so many on the right that hate Avi, and they shouldn't hate him. They should just be like, even if they hate him for the fact that he happens to be a Jew, they should be like, wow, he's great at editing videos. Wow, he's helping white South African farmers. They should credit him for the good he does do, but they're too busy like hating on him, which isn't nice. Like, what do you say to Logan's words there? Even Logan has complimented
Avi. No, you're buffering here. Sorry.
Go ahead. You talk.
Sorry, yeah. Avi, listen, he does a good job. He does a very good job. You've got to take your hat off, to what he does. I've got no issues with Avi or anyone Jewish. I mean, that's just a nonsense. That's not me.
This is a thing.
so I can't call.
Can you see that? It says, what do you think of DVIR? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. All right, let's move on to another question. Oh, this is for me. This isn't a question. Elizabeth Oakman says, I think Dia is progressing nicely as a Christian from what I've seen lately. We all have our own journey. Thank you.
Oh, there you go. That's very nice.
Isn't that nice? Beaver anti-bullying. What does Garry... What? You are going to hell, but we're on a different subject.
Oh, Bieber here. What do you think of Tommy Robinson getting funding from Israelis? Didn't know he was. And
even if that he is, good. They're helping. They're helping. Wake up the Islamic issue.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down and see what else there is. I don't even know. Garry, are all the elites lizards? Lizards run banks, the media, and Hollywood. No, they're not, because Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey's a lizard. So is Barack Obama. So is Hillary Clinton. There's a lot of other lizards. Sorry, that question was to you. So what do you think? Are they all small hats? Are they all lizards? Are they all Arby's?
They're all a bit different.
They all are different.
Yeah. I don't tip I have a Telegram channel.
Everyone, Logan has a Telegram channel. So if you want to go on Telegram, I'm on his channel. It's brand new. He's already started posting some stuff on it. So go to Logan Spalding on Telegram.
I must jump onto Telegram.
It's what's the word? Encrypted. It's encrypted, so you know that like ASIO can't read it because it's totally encrypted. Whereas WhatsApp, I think, has been hacked, and it's.
I'm sure it has.
Yeah. So let's go down and see if there are any other questions, because you should come to church with me one day. I want to convert you. You're going to be my little.
I don't think it'll happen.
I'm going to make you my little project.
You buy me a beer afterwards and I might come along.
I'll buy you a beer. I buy everyone a beer.
Oh dear. Oh, there you go.
I bought one. I bought beers for Neil. He even made a meme about it a couple of years back. Did you see it?
I can't remember.
He was leaning on the wall. It was after the slut walk, which claimed to be a peaceful event, and it wasn't. And then like the cops had like detained him. It's up on my channel, the video that I made about that. But the meme isn't. But the meme is him leaning on the wall going, "Dia, buy me a beer," and then me going, "Sure."
Yeah.
And it's in the back of it.
Maybe I did see it.
You probably saw it. This isn't a question, but Anxious Aussie asked, telling the truth. He talked about the Bendigo 3 as a free speech issue, didn't mention Blair's ongoing case, and asked for support for himself. That's one example. Is that about you? Is that true?
I'm not quite sure what he's on about it. Hold on, I'm telling the truth. He talked about the Bendigo 3 as a free speech issue.
You did?
I don't think I did. Did I?
I don't know. Maybe you did, but I think maybe he's talking to someone else in the chat. I'm not sure. I thought it was a question. Sorry, I shouldn't have put that up because there was no question mark. Did she say Oprah is a you-know-who? Yes, I think she's a globalist. Oprah is a globalist. I'm saying it 100 million times. Oprah is a freaking globalist.
Without doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt, right? It's like, I mean, the whole Weinstein thing. There's a photo of her sucking on his earlobe. There's a photo of her introducing young Hollywood actresses to him, and he was known as like Oprah knew what she was doing.
A predator.
Predator, and okay. Oh, finally, Margot asked a good question. She's my girl. She's my moderator. Israel and the West are on the same side. Democracy, rule of law, freedom of religion, etc. versus, I don't know. That wasn't a question. I don't know if that's to you. Man, why are people asking questions? They're pissing me off with their stupid questions. Maybe she's talking to someone else, and
But she's right.
I don't think that was to you though. Hello. It's frozen. I'll read some of the questions on the screen until he comes back. The irony of me being anti-censorship, but at the same time having the CIA logo is my picture. Are you're buffering? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Can't hear you. Turn your microphone you put your microphone on mute. There we go.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Logan, not Logan, Kenji, you never bought me a beer. You never come out with us after, you idiot. I would gladly buy you a beer. I have money. I can buy you a beer. Gary, was Lord Ho right? Who is that? I don't even know who that is.
I've no idea.
I don't know what that. See, this. I don't know
Ho.
if they're like mocking me by not asking you genuine questions. They know this is the question portion of the evening, and then like there's nothing there.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry. Do men shout women anymore, or are they happy to be recipients of the matriarchy? Well,
hey, we live in 2019, equal rights.
Yeah, well,
on,
I've never been bought a beer by I'm going to stop talking because I don't want to get anyone in trouble. I'm usually the one.
Listen, gentlemen are definitely classed as a gentleman. Chivalry is still alive.
Yeah.
I would always buy the first drink.
Yeah, fair enough. That's
absolutely.
Of you. All right, let's have a look. I remember a time when women didn't need to pull out their wallets. Men have become cucks. Yeah, you're not wrong, Margot. While women are buying men beers more often, women are lending money, giving money, and that's very true. Apparently you were frozen before because of David Hollis.
Oh my God, yeah. Now that's a good conversation to have. David Hollis with the left. I mean, they
favorite murderer.
Yeah, that's right. They counter protest just about everything, and they're there with a bloody murderer, a stabber.
Yeah. Blair
How does that work?
Blair Cottrell burnt down a garage 18 years ago or 10 years ago, but this man who has ended the lives of 2 women, end the lives of 2 more women. David Hollis, woo, our favorite murderer.
Well, Hollis was at the he was at the Milo event, counter protesting, bloody gay this gay guy, and what's all that about? Why?
I don't know. It's really weird, but it's funny too because my good old friend, my good old buddy Peter Grace, was writing something to Tim. I don't think it was to me, and he was trying to say to Tim, what did he say? Something I can't remember, but basically he evaded the point of David Hollis because you can't mention in your video, you can't advocate for a murderer or someone who's a killer. To be more accurate, it was actually manslaughter, I think, or something like that. In the end, they changed the sentence, but the point is,
it was by diminished responsibilities or something like that.
Yeah,
but, the thing is, he's a murderer.
Well, yeah, technically speaking, and we don't support any murders. It was really funny, is because at the Slut Walk, there's a woman named, I think, Sue Monroe, right? Yeah, I didn't even want to mention her name, but because you wanted to talk about David Hollis. She was being shouted down by someone with a colorful hair.
Yeah.
She shouted at, and I didn't know who she was. It didn't bother me. I said, leave her alone. Stop it. Like, stop shouting at her. She's done everything, she's been so nasty to me, even though I defended her. And that's what I'll always do. I'll always do that. I'll always make sure that I'm not nasty. Like, I'll be silly and be like, oh, this person's my friend. And because it seems to really annoy Peter Grace that I call him my friend. Like, that's as mean as I get. That's really not that mean, or use a photo of a man that isn't him kissing himself. That's really not mean. It's just silly. It's not like nasty, cruel mean. It's not making someone lose their job. It's not sending a meme of a dead baby to a woman who's just lost a baby. Like, I would not ever do that. Like,
but that's the difference between the right and the left.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? The left, they stop at nothing. They stoop to the lowest of the low. Where I don't know I know a lot of people in to the right, shall we say? I don't know a single person that would do that. Do not know a single person. And if I did, I'd distance. I'd have nothing to do with them. But they seem to embrace each other.
Yeah, they seem to embrace each other's cruelty. It's really weird. Yet they say we're so mean because we're bullying Greta Thunberg. And yet they bullied the shit out of that little Catholic Covington boy wearing a little hat who smirked at a Native American.
Oh, yeah. Just smiled at somewhere. He got abused like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, so that's the funny thing. Peter Grace actually put a post up on that. I saw it, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a different post with it, and I used that image that he had, and I put the Covington boys' head instead, and it was on my Facebook, and then I shared it, and then like 45 other people shared it too. And I'm like, oh, that's good. It's really resonating, because sometimes I don't always feel like I write pretty good statuses that resonate with people, but that was a good one because people saw my point, and it's like, all right, so the left doesn't want us to bully a little girl, but to bully a little boy who's younger for smiling at a Native American man. He deserved that mob mentality. Really? Really?
Yeah, but that goes back to the double standards again. You know, their standards are shocking.
Yeah, that make no sense. Hey, what are your views on abortion?
They don't make sense.
What are your views on abortion?
Oh, it's not a very nice subject. I don't
care. I want to know your views.
I don't like it.
You don't like it, yeah?
Nah,
okay.
it's no, I don't like that at all. It's not nice, is it?
No. You have how many kids do you have? Or do you not want to talk about
3?
Oh, 3. Okay.
No, I've got 3. I've got 3 lovely children.
That's lovely. I believe the children are our future.
And they're all conservatives.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, you make sure they stay that way.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's not a question to you. Oh, my gosh. All right, let me go down and start looking for more questions for you. Oh, look, Melissa. Pretty Hollis.
I want to know what's underneath his hat.
I don't really care. Apparently, I'm gatekeeping the Jewish question. Okay. Oh, look, I'm also a bimbo. Isn't the chat lovely to me?
Yeah.
I love them so much. I love my people in the chat who are mean to me. They're beautiful. I'll just pray for them. All right, let me go down and see if there are any questions to you. Very good. How to make, I don't think this is a question, but I think it's funny. How to make money. 1, be a woman. 2, go on the internet and ask for money. And 3, enjoy your money. I don't get any money. Not from here. No. Why don't Dia's guests read the live chat?
Well, so far there's just been a few weird questions.
And I'm the one that's doing you the favor of putting it up on the screen, but I'm not putting up any good ones. Peter Grace can always perform my baptism. Peter Grace is an atheist, I think. There are 2 types of atheists, the right-wing atheists and the left-wing atheists. Should Syria get a Rothschild central bank? Oh my God. Elizabeth Oakman. Okay, she's good. I like her. She's a nice lady. So to Gary, how do you like the Australian lifestyle as opposed to the British? We lived in England from 1996 to 2000. I love both in their own ways. Elaborate. Well, she needs to know how England is now. But okay, go. Please elaborate. That's a good question. A very good question, actually.
Well, let me say, what do I miss about the UK? I don't miss the cold, but I do miss the pubs. English pubs are absolutely fantastic, where Australia hasn't quite got that. But on the whole, the Australian lifestyle is heaps better. The weather's better. It's just a good place. You know, you're always outside.
What about culturally?
Culturally,
very much the same. Is it very similar? Is it somewhat different? And how is it?
It's the same but different. It's like what England was maybe about 25 years ago.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense.
I think I know.
It's changing. Australia's changing like England changed. So it's I mean, and that's part why I got involved in a movement, just because I don't like the change. I mean, you need to look at the UK and learn from that. Absolutely. Look at the road that they've gone down. Look at the disaster that's happened there. And not just, you know, the UK, Europe as a whole, especially Northern Europe, France, Germany, you know, Sweden. It's are you yawning?
I was for a second. I was trying to cover it, but I didn't do a very good job. You're boring me. No, anything. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's right. Yeah.
I was looking at Spain. I put up this Twitter post. The police in Spain are knocking out people. I don't even know why. I speak and understand Spanish fluently. I didn't understand why they were knocking these people out. It's become socialist. It's just scary. Like, this is the country this is a country that I visit all the time. It's just scary. It's just changed. Someone wants to know my opinion on the best Dare iced coffee. I don't know what you mean by Dare. Best iced coffee? I don't know. I like Tim Tam iced chocolates from Gloria Jeans. Is that what you mean? Let's have a look. Have you read The Great Replacement? I haven't.
No.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. I was going to ask you a good question that had come to my mind, and now I forgot. Johnny Moore, Proverbs 3:6. Johnny, I don't know the Bible off by heart, so you should have put the whole verse up there because I don't know what that is. Is it okay for Israeli lobby groups to enable mass migration to Europe? No.
No, definitely not. No.
Definitely not. Of course not. Do they think we're going to say yes to that? Let's have a look. Logan again, your favorite buddy. If all Australian factions suddenly rose up to some sort of threat, would the right be one? Or would we be fighting amongst ourselves for dominance? Good question.
If all Australia...
sorry.
Sorry, put that question up again?
Yeah.
I'm just rereading that.
Sorry.
The factions suddenly rose up to some sort of threat. Would the right be one? Or would we be fighting amongst ourselves for dominance? I think the right would be fighting against themselves forever for dominance, to be honest with you. And that's probably the undoing. They're always fighting amongst themselves.
We are always fighting
for power.
Bridge the right. All right, hang on. Let's have a look. Apparently you and I are conservatives. All right.
Oh, there you go.
That's
okay. We'll embrace that.
They can call us whatever they want. That's fine. Oh, look, you have really nice hair tonight, Gary. Benjamin Mike.
Jesus. Oh, thank you. We'll just go out of the shower. Well, an hour ago.
That's true, you did. Yeah. And Philip says it's okay to be white, obviously. I stand by that.
Absolutely it is.
It's also okay to be Christian. What do you think of this, Gary? I'm thinking about making T-shirts that say it's okay to be a Christian. That's I'm thinking of releasing my own merch, and that's one of the things I had in mind. Just a thought.
Yeah, you reckon you're going to make some money on that, do you?
No, I don't know. It's just a thought. My friend Dean McRae is coming up with these different taglines, and he's helping me start a merch store. And that was one of the taglines that I thought would be funny.
Maybe go to Broadmeadows and wear it.
No, I'd get slaughtered.
Oh, there you go. How sad is that? What, in Australia? Surely not.
Maybe I should wear it in bloody, not Broadmeadows, Coburg.
Coburg, oh, yeah. You probably will get slaughtered there.
Or Lakemba.
Successfully set up a caliphate now that the US troops have withdrawn, and can the West market is a popular destination to reduce mass migration? Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Yeah. I can see exactly what he's trying to do, but it's a quagmire down there. It is a real quagmire down there. I don't know what's going to happen down, to be honest with you. Why couldn't America pull out? What's wrong with them pulling out? They can't fight everyone's wars all the time.
No, that's true. They should really focus on themselves. Don't focus on North Korea. Don't focus on any other country. Don't focus on Israel. Don't focus on Colombia, whatever. Focus on America. Fix America, and then offer advice.
Well, Trump's policy, when he was being elected, was to pull the US out of the Middle East. So he's only done what he said he would.
He has, or he hasn't.
He has. I mean, he said he would pull them out of the Middle East, and he is. He's pulling them out. Yeah, there's only a few left in Iraq now, as far as I know.
Didn't he get rid of ISIS? Isn't he the only president that's managed to get rid of ISIS? Mostly anyway. Yeah, he's still. Do you like Trump?
Yeah. I've got no issues with Trump at all. Yeah, I mean, I love it how he winds to the left up. That's the best thing about him.
It's so funny. Anytime I see a leftist page, and they're trying to get Trump. They're basically hating on Trump, and I'm like, okay, your little status won't do anything. You know what I mean? Gary, do you like the status quo?
Nah, same old, same old. Oh, are you on about the group? He's on about the group. Sorry, status quo. Oh, no, not really. No.
All right, this is another Nazi question. I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on the Israel insurgent group of Lehi seeking collaboration with the Nazi government of Germany during the insurgency in Palestine in the 1930s? Because the Palestinian Mufti was friends with Hitler.
Yeah, listen, I wouldn't have
I
don't
know.
really know anything about it, so I couldn't really answer that.
I think every guest that I have on is somehow miraculously knowledgeable on Hitler and the Jewish stuff.
Yeah. No, not really.
Do you know who Hogatha is? Because someone's asking you, what do you think of Hogatha?
Very, yeah, very, very sexy.
Yeah.
Love the pimples.
Yeah, she's got like 3. It's disgusting. His real name is Billy. Billy. His name is Billy. But it's funny. All right, Margaret, I think this is a good question. Was he ever part of the Packy bashing in England pack in the 90s?
Who, me? No.
No, you weren't here in the 90s, were you?
No, bashing in England back in the
England,
90s.
it says England, yeah.
I've never bashed a Packy in my life.
Well, she clearly thinks because you're friends. No, I'll stop there.
Yeah, dear, I do. Because I'm friends with you, she thinks I go around bashing them.
Must be. I mean, I only bash Packies every week.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going down and see if there's any more questions. Philip Cunningham again. Did you know Churchill sent the Anzacs to get slaughtered at Gallipoli?
Yeah, I've heard some stories about that, but again, it's not something I know too much about.
I don't want to comment on anything I don't know about, so.
Yeah, me either.
They reckon I should do the T-shirt that says it's okay to be Christian. Cool. Maybe I will. And there's a stupid rumor going around now that Steel Archer and I are dating, so that's stupid. But those rumors, they don't bother me, actually. They can do what they can talk about. What does Garry think of the Packy immigration into Australia, seeing as he left the UK because of them? I don't think I heard you once say that you left England specifically because of Pakistani people.
I didn't. I didn't leave England because of that at all. But the actual destruction that they have caused in the UK, is it's they don't bring good with them. They're not all bad, but they don't bring good with them. And coming to Australia, it's not a good thing. Is that racist? No, I don't think so. No, it's just being a realist. They got so many issues. Yeah. There's a pattern. They have a pattern of what they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Dia Beltran, when Dia hits 3,000 subs, she needs to do a video without any makeup on. That ain't happening. Unless I look and feel good, that's not going to happen. I think he's saying he doesn't like my makeup. Let's have a look. Do you like Steel Archer? Do you know who Steel Archer is?
No, who's Steel Archer?
He works for the Unshackled as well. He's friends with Tim Wilms and he does Detonation. Very smart fellow.
No, very nice. Steel Archer? No.
Did you get a dictation test before entering Australia?
I passed with flying colours.
Of course you did. You're British. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. That's a very encouraging verse. It is indeed. All right, let's keep going down to the relevant questions, not the ones about Steel and myself. I think they're done. I'm surprised. I thought I'd get more questions for you.
Oh, there you go.
I guess you're not as well loved as I thought. No, kidding. I love you.
Obviously not. Garry, do you believe the Anzacs fighting in Palestine during World War One were fighting for a Jewish? That's a good. He's trying to claim. I wouldn't have thought so.
No, I wouldn't.
I couldn't really answer that.
Okay, let's go down a little more. Good job, dear. Thank you. I'm doing my very best. All right, here we go. I think this is a new question. Garry, is Australia screwed? Political and religion issues, plus censorship and political correctness, etc.
No, Australia isn't screwed, but it will be if it carries on down the same path for the next 20 years. Agree. It has to change. Now's the time to change. Definitely politically. Censorship, yeah. Censorship, yeah.
What XR protesters are?
So I can't hear. XR protesters? What's the XR protesters?
I don't know.
It's
funny because sometimes I don't know something, and then I'll say I don't know enough. I don't know what that is, and then I get mocked in my own chat. People watching me.
Okay.
She doesn't know what that is. No, I don't. At least I admit I don't know, and I don't pretend to know. What was Don Bradman's batting average? Oh, you like cricket? Is that a cricket thing?
Yeah, 99 point. Oh, what was it? 99.6 or something like that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Philip, what is it? Is 99 point something? Is it 99.6?
I don't know.
Come on. Philip, come on, tell me. It's 99.6. Is Philip going to give me the answer?
He might. We'll check further down in a second.
Yeah.
Apparently, I should get T-shirts that say "It's okay to be Dia." That doesn't make sense, though. I don't think that doesn't make sense. This one's good. Great idea. See, that one's smart. I like that one. Garry Hume, what are your thoughts on the clear involvement? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop because you've already acknowledged that you don't know that much on the subject. So what's the point in continuing to? Why do they continue to ask the question knowing that you don't really know that much? Oh, here's a good one. Okay, has Pauline Hanson sold us out?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. I had high expectations of Pauline, but unfortunately, yeah, she's gone by the wayside somewhat. Yeah. So I don't know if she sold us out, but she's fallen off her perch, so to speak. She's not speaking up enough. She's got very quiet of late as well.
Yeah, well, she has lately. That's true.
Yeah, she's gone very quiet.
Oh, they're testing your knowledge. What is the unofficial anthem of Australia? Even I don't know that question.
Is it Waltzing Matilda?
Is it Waltzing Matilda? I thought it might have been the one that I sang on my channel, the one I sent you before it went public. What was it?
I can't remember now.
Yeah, we are Australian. I came from that one.
Good voice. I thought it was Waltzing Matilda.
No, I think you're right. See, I'm a bad Aussie, just like I'm a bad Christian. Is Europe doomed? Good question, Melissa.
100% yes.
Yeah,
Melissa. Especially Northern Europe. It's a hellhole at the moment. It's changed so much in the last 20, 25 years. It's terrible. Yeah. Go to any major city in Europe, and it's quite scary.
Are you a fan of E. Michael Jones?
E. Michael Jones. Again, sorry, don't know him.
Okay, let's go down. I don't know if this is to me. Have you any full-length documentaries yet? No, but I am thinking about making a documentary. I will not divulge it publicly what I'm going to do, but some people are aware of it and think it's a good idea. But I've not made a documentary, no. Garry, what year did you move to Australia, and do you like the trams in Melbourne? That's such a cute question.
Yeah. I think I got here that's a bit random, but anyway, that's okay, Elizabeth. I think I got here in 2002 or 2003. Yeah. About 17 years I've been here, so yeah, whatever that makes that. And the trams, as trams go, they're okay, I guess. No, they do have them in like Manchester, and a couple of other big Sheffield and Manchester, but the trams are pretty iconic to Melbourne, that's for sure. Yeah, they look pretty cool, I think.
Yeah. I actually had a random question to ask you, but it's not related to anything at all. But I was going to ask you, what's your favorite animated show? Because I've been watching Korra, the Airbender.
My favorite.
I love it. I like cartoons. It's anime. I like anime.
Hong Kong Fooey.
I still don't even know what that. I've not seen that. Is that an anime show?
Yeah. Hong Kong Fooey.
Do you watch that? Okay, well done. I love Dragon Ball Z.
Go on to YouTube. It's great.
I will. I want to. I used to love
Hong Kong Fooey.
Hong Kong Fury. Okay.
Fui.
Fury.
Fui.
F. How do you spell it?
Phoey.
Fui. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Fui.
Here's a good question. Have all political options been exhausted?
Well, not really. I think, and if you're a conservative, you're being pegged back. You're not allowed to do. If you're a conservative, you're not allowed to do your job. Especially, I know, ignoring Australia, but going back to the UK and Brexit. They're trying to, for the will of the people and everything. But you're just not allowed to do your job. You get voted against all the time. So I don't know. I think conservatism is the way to go. 100%.
Oh, absolutely. What are your thoughts on the royal family and Meghan Markle?
I love the royal family. I'm not particularly a fan of Meghan Markle. I think
Change the prince.
Yeah, listen, I'm just not a fan of her. I don't think the marriage will last, to be honest with you.
Because she's black.
You can't. Because you can't have a Yank in the royal family.
Yeah.
You can't have a Yank in the royal family. She's an actress. It's like something out of a film, for God's sake,
Well, I think she's really pretty. I think she's really intelligent. What I don't like about her is how lefty she is.
Oh, she is a big lefty. She's very attractive.
Very attractive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. Is there still a threat of a yellow peril to Australia? Oops. I think they're talking about the best. I don't know.
China? China? Is that what we're on about?
They're talking about China. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, absolutely.
Australia is definitely being sold and bought and sold like a corporation.
Well, all their infrastructure is going overseas, mainly to China. I mean, they sold bloody Cubby Station a couple of years ago. It's the biggest, land sale they've ever done. It's like huge, and they sold it to China for, really cheaply. I think Darwin was sold. Yeah, Darwin Port was sold to China as well. Some of the major infrastructure they're just selling. It's quite staggering.
Do you have a party that you want to affiliate with? For example, I haven't officially done it yet, but I'm very much for the All Australian Party, which is Ricardo Bossi and Sophie York, which is
I was always I'm always a big fan of Corey Bernardi, actually.
Yeah, this is
until he abandoned it. At the moment, I'm just weighing things up. At the moment, not at this moment in time.
Yeah, well, I highly encourage you to. Actually, I have it here. Ricardo Bossi. His party is really
okay.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's one of my little, probably like you. He's someone that I turn to for advice here and there, and his party, I think.
Okay, I love that.
To go. Check him out.
I have to have a look.
Oh yeah,
I will.
Well, I think we're done. There's no more questions. We had a lovely chat. We spoke about you. We spoke about your why you got into the movement in Australia in the first place. No, I'm not a centrist, SD, actually. I do not consider myself a centrist at all. In fact, I don't like centrism. I'm really pleased with the conversation. I wish you'd spoken a little bit more about how you met Neil.
And it's nothing bad. It's nothing bad.
No. I already know how. I just thought it'd be funny. Like,
I actually met Neil. I'll tell everyone. I actually met Neil at a sex party.
That doesn't surprise me. And who were you guys doing?
Oh no, I can't give that one away.
I had 2 unanswered questions. Your questions were about Steel Archer. I don't think they were real questions, hence I didn't answer them. But anyway, Dia Beltran, our 25-year-old son, has been watching The Legend of Korra. I love The Legend of Korra. The Legend of Korra is a great show. It's a really good show. All right. I'll let everyone go. I don't have a guest lined up. I think my guest next week is Tim Andrews, but I'm not sure. I'm not positive. It's either him or who was the other person that I had asked. I forgot. Crap. I had 2 people that I was tossing up between to interview. But anyway, did you have fun today, Mr. Garry?
I did. I enjoyed our chat. It was very good. It was off to a bad start. Sorry,
It
but that was down to your technical issue.
It actually was my fault. I never thought it was.
Yeah, and you were like blaming me.
I was, because it says here when I
Yeah.
go to settings, you can tick audio processing or untick, or I unticked audio processing, and all of a sudden everyone could hear you properly. I don't even know what audio processing means, but like, yeah.
Oh well, it's a learning curve. You know that for future reference.
It is, because like I was blaming Siobhan Brown the last time, and it wasn't. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was on that setting. I don't even know. But, yeah.
Oh, well,
Anyway,
remember that for next week.
Yes, Tim Andrews. Everyone, please tune in tomorrow for what happens tomorrow. Tim Wilms, I think, has some show on tomorrow, so tune in for that. And my last debate for a little while anyway, on Sunday, where it'll be Kyle Katarzi versus Christopher Shortis on is Michael the Archangel actually Jesus? So that's more theological. A lot of you will find it boring, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, do you want to say anything?
Nah, that's it. It's my bedtime now, so yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah,
I'll see you soon, dear.
All right, yeah, I'll see you soon. Probably at another Bendigo event, or maybe not. Maybe somewhere closer to home.
Now you can buy me a beer.
I will. Let's go out for drinks now. I'm bored.
Yeah. Give me a call. We'll hook up.
All right. Well, you don't have your number. I only communicate with you through Facebook. You don't trust me with your number, evidently.
No, I'll give it to you. All good.
All
I've
right.
got to go.
Later. Bye.
All right. Thanks, guys. See ya. Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye. Get Dia to watch that video. Try and get an interview out of him. Out of who? Who are you talking about, Benjamin? Oliver Cromwell. All right. I'll join. Let's go. Melissa, don't you live in another state? Also, did anyone notice that today I have really wavy hair? I didn't straighten my hair. All right, I'm gonna go. Yep, Dia Archer is out. We secretly got married last weekend. Bye.